Hello, Saibonani. I am Osmond Tshuma. I'm an art director, graphic designer, and also the co-founder of Mam Gobo's Design Factory, a design studio that is dedicated to creating African-inspired work. I'm from Zimbabwe, born and raised in Zimbabwe, and right now I'm currently in South Africa. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to DEX Atmosphere, a design conference organized by DEX Ghana. I feel honored to be part of this conference for 2020. And thank you to everyone who's tuned in right now for this talk. So I was approached by DEX some few months back, and they gave me this topic: building a strong personal brand. And I think for most creatives, we struggle and to try and create our own brand. And when I was given this, I thought of myself, like I had so many questions to myself, and it also just made me reflect on my current path from when I started. And some of those questions were quite interesting. Now, the first one was, which literally was quite different, was how many creatives are in the world? Like, that was the first thing that I asked myself, like, how many creatives? Like, has anyone ever took time to count, or is it like a study out there that you can be like, cool, there's like millions? And I'm pretty sure there are like millions and millions and millions of creatives in the world, because like right now, like the creative industry is growing vast, and it's one of those spaces that like it just keeps on opening. Right now with the digital age, more avenues are even opening up. So a very quite interesting question: how many creatives are in the world? And even still, how many creatives are in Africa? Like, the number's still big, like millions and millions again, right? Let's take it back home. How many creatives are in your country, in your city, in your area? The number is still big. Like it's not like, oh, I'm the only creative, right? And even if we narrow it down again, how many creatives are in your industry, and whatever industry it is? Is it fashion design? Is it graphic design? Is it advertising? Is it pottery making? The number's still big. Like, there's so many people out there, right? And so, because there's so many people out there doing graphic design, doing fashion design, that's the reason why you need to do your own personal branding, because you want to stand out. You don't want to be put in the same bowl as everyone else. You want to be, oh, this is me. I do things differently. Everyone else does this. I do this. Like, everyone else is using digital cameras. I use, I don't know, cameras, right? Like, but then that uniqueness isn't just like a one thing. There's so many elements that come together to create this persona that you're trying to sell. And that way, it could be either the style of illustration or photography. It could be the approach to projects. It could be maybe how fast you are when you're given it like a task or something like that. It could be your storytelling skills. So there's so many elements that one can use to put together to create this persona that they want people to know that, cool, you know what, if you want something done, go to this person, like this person. And that is one of the reasons why, if you're able to build a strong personal brand, like, people will literally be calling you like from overseas, like, yo, we saw your work, can we please work together? So yeah, like I literally had to just create that chain flow. So like if we look at like my favorite like illustrators, right? This is Apiro on the left, and Riot on the right. They're both illustrators. The subject is the same. um, political and social commentary, but they're so different. It's because of how they created their personal brand. When you see like Cindy Sunyon, like Riot, right? Even driving past or like running, you will know if you've seen his work, you will know that is Riot without even seeing the tag, because of the grunginess, the strokes, like you know exactly when you see it. When you see like Zapiro artwork in the newspapers or like on a website, you will know it's because they've created and took time to literally like craft their skill into that space. These are two fashion designers, Mike Kosa and Sindiso Kumalo. They're both fashion designers. However, they've created their personal brands in a way that you will, if you see Mike Kosa, you will definitely know that's Mike Kosa dress, Kosa shirt, Kosa socks, right? Without being, oh, you know what? I'm not sure. You will be able to identify it there and there. Like same as Sindiso Kumalo. So, and it's that, and in some of this like it takes time. It's not one thing that you could do like quickly. um and and for me personally, um I think my personal brand lies in celebrating Africa, right? And then what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to take you through a journey, like my own personal journey to creating my own personal brand. Um, and I can literally tell you straight up right now, right, that when I started this, I didn't know I was creating like a personal brand, but that is the part that I wanted to to take, and I knew that I wanted to stand out. I wanted to do things differently. So I think for me, the first part or the first project that I did was way back in varsity when I was doing third year at the University of Johannesburg. Right, it was a simple like a wayfinding system project, and we literally had to look for a place and then try and brand it. And for me, I chose a traditional a market that sells traditional herbs, right? And because everybody else was going for malls and a presence and all that, and for me, it was like everybody's doing that. Like there's so many of those, and then I wanted something different, and 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 for that, it was this place. And through walking into the space and talking to people, like it was it was this almost like feeling back home, and just feeling connected to the place. And when the project was finished, it was the only project that was like stood out amongst everything else, because everybody had molds, bank stuff, and all the stuff. And then mine was this traditional a traditional healers market, and it was like, what is that? Where's the place? Most people had never heard of it. So that was, for me, that was the first um, my first step to like realizing my own personal branding. The second one was a typeface design calling your Bastard Roads, which whereby I was critiquing the colonial system of Southern Africa, right? And then I then learned how to design a typeface on my own, right? And the third one was in 2016, when now I'm in the industry as a junior designer at OpenCore, and I was given the chance to rebrand in the radio station. Um, and and even though the brief was like, oh, let's go minimalistic, more modern, my way of modern was looking back into their own history and literally celebrating the Ndebele culture and tradition, and then also pushing the client to literally, like instead of going minimalistic or like very simplified, it was more about, let's celebrate who you guys are. You are in Ndebele radio station, and let's own that. Um, and throughout this project, it was this growth in me that was like, okay, cool, there's something here. Maybe I should keep on doing that. Um, and through that, even when people look at the work, they're able to see the why factor. Like, why are you doing this? Why is your work all like this? Even without you being there to explain why you do it. They're able to say, you know what, we want to work with you because we know why you're doing this. You love your home, and we see that. So like one of those projects that I'm going to take you through is this project that I'm currently doing right now, which is literally celebrating African independence anniversaries. Like for this one, it was for Burkina Faso. And by the way, all these are concept ideas. So literally, this is not a paid job. This is literally me taking my time from my practice to literally create something to celebrate the country's like important day. So for here, using the Sun Mask reference to create the 60th anniversary logo. Here, like using the face, the beautification of people of Chad to create this nice symbol, like for them. Like using the mask of the Dan people of Liberia, like the way that they carve the eyes as a framework to create the letter forms for 173 years of independence. Or like for this one, like using the mask's silhouette as a way to create the letter forms for 16. So then when you then now see like the whole scale of the project now, you then as an exploration exercise, as me just playing around, it's you then start to see the thread, like that essence of celebrating Africa. It doesn't matter if it's South Africa, Chad, like or Ghana, right? Like every single project is literally rooted in the country, and me trying to dig deep into it and then trying to find something to create something out of that. And it's quite like a very beautiful exercise for myself, because what that does, that it then shows people passion that you have for work, and like what drives you, right? Like it's like people are able to see that. And one example is Tapua Nash Sebastian, and he's so passionate about typography. But when you look at his work, you can see that every single thing in his portfolio is typograph. And now he's now moving into the space of African ancient writing systems. And without even talking to the person, you can tell with the passion that this person is passionate about typography. And his work is also beautiful, right? And this is my work. This is work that I did from 2017 to 2019. Again, like the constant creation of letters inspired by African elements. Again, the same thread. So you can now start to see that, like me taking the time to research the elements, create something, and then putting it out there. And because of all this, like people start to trust you. They start to see the work, and they're like, we want to work with this person. And because of that, you then have growth. More opportunities come. And for me, like some of the opportunities have been is being invited to this event. Thank you again to ADEX Atmosphere. And also, like a month ago, I was part of Typographics 2020. And for 2018 and 2019, the Obama Foundation like wanted me to help them with the project. So now because of that amazing, beautiful, or that personal branding that you're creating, people start to see the work that you're doing and trust that you come to you say, we've seen the work that you're doing. We know that you're working in this space, whatever space that might be. We also want to be part of that. Can we work together? Because they see you as a thought leader, as an expert in that field, and as I said, like the growth because of that, it's you doing so many things, and and literally the benefits are quite big. It could be you getting jobs. It could be you being headhunted. It could be you getting recognition. Or is it what, like, depends what type of recognition it is. It could be like a financial recognition. It could be being published into books or newspapers, or you'll be able to work at your dream job. But I think the most important thing is that you are fulfilling the passion that you have, right? And for me, if I had to try and put this, like, to just literally summarize my work, I will say, my work, like, every single time, like, or even like in the studio that we work with, right, is that our work has to be conceptual. Like, we have to try to be conceptual, like, almost all the time, and it needs to be African inspired, right? And always the underlining at the bottom is, like, the thing that holds everything is that it always needs to celebrate the African identity in whatever form it is. And that is what creates Osmond Tshuma, who is Walker Tshuma, right? And and this can be different for, like, everybody, right? Like, this is just me, like how I would summarize my own personal branding. And I'll say, my work that I've created, it has helped me a lot, and it also has helped a lot of people, because I've been able to connect with other people, like from across Africa. And the beauty about that is that, there's so many people who, I'm not just the only one who's doing this, or like who's got the same personal branding. I'm pretty sure there are other people there, right? But it's a way that I create the work that people will be able to reach out to say, "Yo, Oz, I saw your work. Yo, thank you. Yo, thank you, brother. I'm from Cape Verde, and I saw your work. That was really beautiful. Can we work together?" Or literally just someone saying, "Yo, I'm from Europe right now, and your work is beautiful." Literally, those acknowledgments of, that I'm doing something that people appreciate is quite important. And for me, like, most of my work, like the one that I shared with you today, most of it is literally, a personal projects, which like the first one that I showed you, the celebrating African independence anniversaries, is going to end next year on May. And it's my own passion project, but whilst also pushing my own personal branding through it, right? Like doing what I want. I am the brief. I am the target market, but also the same target market, but also making sure that whatever I create also needs to speak to the people in those specific countries. And it's been like a beautiful journey, because, like, since 2012 to now, it's been 8 years now. And when I started, I didn't know that was personal branding. I was just doing it. But then I had this feeling to stay cool. You know, like, for me to stand out, I should go this way. Like, everybody else is trying to do the whole clean, Bauhaus, stuff. And I'm like, cool. Well, that is how we're trained. Cool. Let's go that way. But I'm gonna bring in my own continent into my work. When you see my work, you need to feel that, okay, cool, this person is from Africa. This person loves Africa. This person breathes Africa. And also, I think one of the things that I think I should, literally, like, maybe one of the things that also maybe sparked that this whole journey was a TED talk by Sakima Fundikwa, like, where he talks about how African young designers need to look to Africa for inspiration than outwards, right? And for me, that has been so, like, very natural, quite organic, because when I think about traditional healers, I'm like, well, I know that, I'm used to that. And then when I sit down to talk to them, it's something that I've experienced whilst growing up. It's not something foreign. It's something close to me. When I look at African mosques, it's not something new. It's things that, I've grown up with. So I'd say to to every creative out there, find your own path. Everyone is doing something. If you're a designer, you're part of like in your city, how different are you from the other person, right? And there's so many ways to do it. Like there's so many ways. The very fact that we are all different, we've got our own likes. We can tackle things differently. So, as I said before, like find your uniqueness. It could be the way you approach things. You could be the only one who designs logos by painting them, or like photographing using the very old cameras. Like there's so many ways to do it. Or you might be photographing and deleting it. Like there's so many ways. Like find your own techniques. Like find your own lane that when people see your work, they're like, you want to work with you. And that way you'll be able to literally differentiate yourself from everybody else and be able to stand out and get, is it like ahead of your careers, or like you're getting like your job, or things like that. So I'm still working on my personal branding. I can't say it's perfect. It's strong, but I think I've got something special, and I'm not to be the only one in that space. But I think for now it's quite beautiful, and I think I also like the fact that of working on something, not making it quite finished, but keep on working onto it. So yeah, that is me. That has been my journey with personal branding. I hope like it helped people out there. And thank you very much.